dude. I'm counting down the hours until we take off here out of Nashville.
So yeah, you're finally getting back on a plane.
Oh man, it feels like a dream come true, a family reunion, a monster music festival all rolled into one. So it's great.
So I can't believe it was 2.5 years ago we were sat in a bar in Berlin.
Man, right?
We were just chatting at a table, as you would.
And had no idea that
we had no idea what was to come, like the following days, the following weeks, months, years. No, it's mad.
Right. Yeah. And then here we sit, and that feels like a century ago at this point. You know, just it's for me, man, this is such an emotional return. I've been telling my wife for, weeks now, just like, man, this is, I'm going to have a tough time on stage, keeping my emotions at bay, because there's a strong chance. I mean, some of these songs that I'm playing are pretty heavy duty, lyrical and meaningful songs to me already. And I said, being there and being in the moment and feeling those songs and being able to kind of have that, push of energy off of me into the crowd and back, that it's like this circular cycle of things. I said, I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep it together at certain times.
For so many people, you would have been one of the last acts they saw before lockdown, because I think you managed one. Did you manage one show in London before you had to fly back?
I did.
Yeah. So we did. For some, that would have been, they were all geared up for a week. And they were their last show for 6, 7, 8 months, maybe even a year, 2 years.
Yeah. It's man, it's cool to be returning the way that that I am coming back for the long road. I mean, obviously we were there for C2C. The long road was going to be later that year. And so, it feels like that triumphant return. I'm fired up, man. I've been working on this material for quite a few months now, just trying to like kind of fine tune how I'm going to deliver it and the things that I'm going to do, because this is the first full band Kyle Daniel experience overseas. So I'm excited about that. I think it'll be really, really awesome.
So you're not messing around, that's for sure, with your return, because you play this Friday.
Yeah.
On a boat.
Yeah, on a boat in the middle of London. Yeah. Like how much cooler could it get? But it could. We're doing that, and then we're doing the Priscilla Block gig, full band, live and alive, and then the long road, man. I think it's that, for me, it's like it just kind of keeps rolling. And I told somebody the other day, I said, I think we've kind of reserved a special set for the long road, just because it's been such a long road to get there.
And then you're also heading back to Germany as well. So you got four shows in 4 nights in Hanover, Munich, Cologne, and back to Berlin as well.
Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. And that's how I like it, man. I think it definitely makes sense to do 8 shows in 12 days and just keep it rolling. It once you kind of catch that steam and that momentum, I really I think that it's good to keep them happy.
So do you feel like you're now going to need to book yourself a holiday back here, having powered through London shows, German shows?
Yeah, well, because I'm
back home and straight back to it in the States.
Yeah, right. Because I've not had a proper amount of time to really see any place that I would be in, I don't think. Yeah, I definitely I want to bring little Archie back. I know he's he does well flying. He did not do so well in the car ride, the 8.5-hour car ride to Florida a couple of weeks ago. But he's a big vacation fan, so I'm sure we'll make it back and try to see some more.
Have you had to get a new line of merchandise in baby size now?
Not yet. It's funny. I haven't gotten a single thing. I haven't gotten a single thing of mine yet, but I did. However, the denim jacket embroidered on the back kind of seems to be something that I've hung on to over the years. And so little Archie has his own customized, it's got mushrooms embroidered on the back, and his name is on right above the pocket. So yeah.
You're returning to us with new music, having released an EP, but this was your first. I remember we were talking, I say back in March 2020, about you're looking at getting music out later that year, but this is the first EP since 2019. Was it always going to be that long, or has it just kind of been the way?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, COVID being what it was and how it did absolutely everything, was my record kind of being pushed back and pushed back and pushed back and pushed back was a direct representation of that very thing. And so, for me, it was important to be able to tour again, to be able to go out and promote the record, and I felt like it had almost been 2 years since we had cut this record. So it was time to kind of test the waters, to put some new music out that everybody was as tired of waiting as I was, and vice versa. It was not my favorite thing to do, to go record such a record and just sit on it. Nobody wants to do that. But I also didn't want to just release it to release it and not be able to tour on it. So I think that everything happens for a reason. So
how did it kind of feel when back in February you kind of put Running For Me out? How did it feel to kind of have that new music? Was there a bit of nerves going through you putting it out?
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. I mean, and even still, I think that it's that never really goes away. I think that because you are exposing a part of yourself, and you're asking people to judge it. They either like it or they don't. And that's nerve-wracking, of course. I think I'll always kind of have that feeling of like, oh man, all right, well, here we go. And it's just, you dive right in, and you're just confident in what you've done. I think that's the biggest thing. I feel confident in the material that we were able to capture, and the songs themselves. They're all very important songs. They're all very close to me. Like I said earlier, a lot of them have some heavy duty emotional ties, and even songs that are going to be on the full length record, Kentucky Gold. I'm going to definitely give a sneak peek into what that looks like while I'm there. So excited to let some of these songs come to life with a full band, and the folks over there really get a good sneak peek at it.
Before the EP came out, you only released the 2 tracks. So how's it kind of been performing the tracks that people hadn't heard before? What kind of reception have they had?
Honestly, just to be straightforward and transparent, man, ever since little Archie has been born, there's only been 1 or 2 shows that I've actually done in the past 3.5 months. So I think I catch a lot of when I do like the songwriter rounds and things of that nature, which I've done more of. I wouldn't necessarily call that a show. That's more just kind of picking around and testing songs out in front of like-minded folks. But man, they seem to be getting a really good response. Song that I wrote about my wife in particular called More Than a Woman, and a song called Wild, Free, and Easy that is, for me, it's about my hometown and about that kind of like looking back on the good old days, sort of reminiscing feeling. And both of those really sort of resonate with people, I feel like, because I think they come from an honest place. I don't think that it's, I try not to write about things that I don't understand or don't know about firsthand. So I think the honesty definitely helps in songs like that.
Now, obviously, one of the things we found with a lot of artists sort of said following all the lockdowns is they kind of picked up new fans by people kind of almost having more time at home and listening to new tracks and music not getting released. Did you kind of find the same thing with your music?
Yeah, I did. I did at one point. I did a deal that was called the Kentucky Gold Social Experiment, which was I was just trying to drive people, different people, fans and whatnot. Like, hey, so if you retweet this, I'll send you, go like me on Twitter, retweet this post. I'll send you a Zoom link. Friday, we'll listen to a song off Kentucky Gold. I did that like once a week for, I believe, 10 weeks and maybe 11 weeks. I think I even gave the song that we are not putting on the record. And so did that for a while. And that was pretty cool. It showed me where people are listening, and those that were the diehard fans that were coming back every week to listen to the songs, and watching that thing grow was pretty cool. And so Yeah, it was definitely TikTok became a thing while I was in the middle of lockdown and all that. And so, trying to utilize that has been like, um, a little bit of a learning curve, but it's, hey, it's part of everything else. It all goes hand in hand with the social media. So I'm just glad that we're no longer doing the live stream Zoom type of concerts. I think that was the worst part for me. Was
That's what I was going to say. How's it been kind of almost being able to interact with people at those songwriter rounds compared to just seeing comments ticking in?
I think that, part of what we do as entertainers and songwriters and artists is we feed off of that instant reaction. I think that, when the crowd goes wild, that is, obviously that sends endorphins through somebody. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for a crowd to sit back and be like, are you done yet? Like we want those kind of reactions. And I think that because there's this, it's such a disconnect between the stage, whether it's your studio or, you're live in some venue, and the listener, because you can't hear them. You can see what they're writing, but it's such a different thing. I think, that human interaction is definitely something that I've missed and I feed on, that I love giving people big bear hugs at merchandise, and being able to talk to people, have a drink with somebody after the show. I mean, that to me, that's what it's all about, because that connection is, you can't put a price tag on it.
Obviously, I know we spoke about it, say, going back 2.5 years now, but, you were kind of saying how the European crowd has that listening intent, but also that kind of, they will sing along. Is that kind of one of the big things you're looking forward to over the next 10 days or so?
Absolutely. And I think that it's, there's a couple of shows in particular where I'm going to lean heavily on those in attendance to sing with me, and be a little more interactive. For me, it is, it's always nice to look out in the crowd and see somebody singing right back to you exactly what you're singing, and to be able to step up off the mic and let the crowd sing it. Let everybody that's there sing it. I think that that's a really special thing. And it's also, for me, the listening intent, not having a crowd full of folks that are holding their cell phones up the entire show, and kind of seeing that experience through the lens of their camera. I understand somebody wants to take a picture, take a video of their favorite song, which I'm totally cool with. But I think that the U.S. audiences, if they're not here, they're talking to their friend at the bar as loud as they can, and it's just, it's a different atmosphere. I think you feel a lot more appreciated when you come overseas to play music, and that doesn't, I don't take that for granted at all.
As you said, you're kind of playing such a mix of venues, from the German shows here. You've obviously got the boat. You've got Nashville meets London, a new venue which I've never been to before. No one seems to really know this new venue. So then obviously playing an outdoor festival. What do you know of UK festivals other than C2C?
Absolutely nothing. I mean, I have zero expectations, which I think is probably awesome, because I know it's going to exceed my expectations. I mean, Balin is amazing. I've seen enough of the promo and enough of what's going on to know that, like, it just feels like, I hate to sound like this, but it feels like my kind of festival, that it's like, man, it's something that I would go to here in the States. It's something that I would enjoy. Just, it's not crazy. It's not Bonnaroo. Of course, I've done Bonnaroo, and Stagecoach and things of that nature. But like, this festival feels like, it just down home, good folks with good times, good music. Maybe a little drinking here or there, and some good tunes. I think that's the gathering of people. I think that the type of folks that are going to be there are definitely my kind of folks. So excited nonetheless.
Yeah, and obviously we've got some great artists as well over the sort of the Nashville meets London events in the capital, and then obviously at Long Range. Do you think you're going to get a chance to kind of see anyone else's set, or is there anyone you kind of gone, oh, I want to kind of sneak out to see that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's one of my favorite things, other than interacting with the fans, is interacting with the fans at merch in specific. It is interacting with the fans in the audience watching a show together. I think that's so cool, right? That it's like, not only can we like go hang out here, but it's like, yeah, like we can sit and watch Priscilla Block. We can sit and watch the Cadillac 3. We can sit and watch, you know, all of these different artists and enjoy it together. I think that that's just so, I'm not one of those that's like, oh, I have to stand in the VIP area because, you know, there's not many people back here sort of thing. Like I'm all for it. Like, let's make it a group event.
Final thing, how is the packing going, or are you just leaving it all to the last minute?
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I've been packing for freaking 4 days now. It's insane. If we're going to be honest with you, like I'm very OCD. I'm a Virgo. I'm super OCD. So I already have my guitar case packed. Thankfully, I got this really cool guitar case where I can put my electric pedal board and my acoustic pedal board in it and the acoustic guitar. So I've got a good friend that's letting me borrow a Les Paul while I'm over there. So I don't have to bring 2 guitars because that would mean I couldn't bring a bag of clothes. So
could wrap some clothes around the guitar. Maybe.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just a couple things, like just come over there completely rock star, wear the same underwear for a week and a half, and you know it's all good. But no, so I did the guitar case is packed. I've got some posters, some stickers, some koozies, and some things of that nature for promotional items that I will be having with me. That's packed. Part of my backpack is packed, but none of my clothes are packed. So I've still got over 24 hours, and I feel very good about it. At least everything's clean. It's just not, I got to put it in like a little vacuum sealed bag because I want to get it like real tight, and, you know, in case I needed to stuff some more stuff in there at any given point, you know, like I said, I've been doing this for a week at this point. It's crazy.
Are you worried about how prepared the band are? Or are you trusting them?
Dude, good question. In the back of my mind, admittedly, a little worried, just because I know what I expect, but I'm also realistic. They're great players. All of them are great players. I know this to be a fact. I have full faith in them. I think it would be silly for me to not have some nervous feeling about it because we've never played together. You know, we just don't know each other like that. It's like going out on a first date with somebody, regardless of how hot she is, you know, it's still your first date. May even make it worse, you know, because she's hot, you know? So like, that's for me, I know these dudes they're serious. They've already actually gotten together, or maybe tomorrow, I think they're getting together independently as a trio. And I do have my Swedish guitar player, David Henriksen, is flying over Wednesday with me. Will be there. And so he's going to do all the solo duo shows with me, as well as the full band shows. And that feels good because I know what David brings to the table. David is, without question, one of the most talented human beings I've ever met in my life. He is a monster guitar player. And like I said, you know, I know how David gets down. And so he is, he's definitely going to bring an element to each show that no one over there has seen from Kyle Daniel yet. And I think I'm excited to see what everybody thinks about he and I together.
No, I cannot wait. Obviously, have a good flight. Enjoy Friday night. Enjoy Germany. And yeah, I'll see you next Thursday in London at Nashville Meets London.
I love it, man. Dude, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see you soon.